Welcome to On the Edge with JP Devine from Central Maine Sunday. On the Edge with JP Devine audio is made possible by our subscribers like you. Thank you for listening and supporting local journalism in Central Maine. Now here's JP Devine.
Touring Waterville. In the late summer of 1984, we arrived in Maine. I didn't have a job, as I still had Hollywood money, and my girls were both in college. I was bored. My startling good looks and big city charm weren't in demand in this old mill town, and I needed something to do. As a former stand-up comic, television actor, and columnist, my talents just weren't in demand. So, I spent the day swatting mosquitoes and gnats, the nights listening to crickets. But she was happy here, and that made me happy. Luckily, she had great street creds, knew everyone. One of those friends suggested I volunteer in the summer programs at Colby. I did. While laying in the grass on that old campus, sipping a Dr. Pepper, I was stung by a huge bee. I hadn't seen a bee in years, and I panicked. Down the path came a 5'4" ex-Marine drill sergeant named Patricia Gorman. She gently slapped my face and growled, "Snap out of it, movie star. You ain't gonna die today." Then she gave me a pill, and I survived. Like everyone else in this tiny town, Pat knew who I was. Calmly, she explained that I wasn't in Oz anymore and that this wasn't Kansas. Now, Pat had a drill sergeant's mouth, and I fell in love with her. She's gone now, and I miss her. But were she here, she'd tell you how true this is. Pat got me a job at something called Special Programs, where I was given a lot of boring tasks, which I managed to mess up, so the officials put me in a job I could handle. Tour guide. Wow! Colby at that time featured a summer of special programs for doctors and others in the medical profession, mostly men, who had wives and kids with nothing to do all day. I was given a large, unair-conditioned van to drive and a list of local sites to show my customers. If you remember Waterville in the early 80s, before the Lockwood started serving lunch, you can imagine my problem. I knew that if I didn't get creative, I'd be back on my porch. I had to come up with some fun sites and fast. So I got creative. I showed up on that first day in a blue blazer and white pants, and I loaded 8 wives and children aboard. As we floated down Main Street, they sat quietly, fanning themselves and wishing they were in a cool movie house. Showtime. "Over there, see that bank?" I shouted. "In 1932, Bonnie and Clyde robbed that bank." Eyes snapped open, except for one lady in dark aviator's glasses who kept making notes. As we passed a rundown motel, I shouted, "Over there at that motel, Clark Gable and Claudette Colbert filmed It Happened One Night." You could count the gasps. I was electric. I pointed out a brick building as any brick building and told them that Johnny Carson was born there, that Dylan and Madonna had slept there. When we passed the Old Manor restaurant, I even convinced them that David O. Selznick filmed the pillared front for Tara in Gone with the Wind there. By the second day of that week, my touring career came to an end. The silent lady in the aviator glasses at the back of the bus had complained to the front office, and I had to turn in my blue badge. As Rudy Giuliani famously said, "It was fun while it lasted."
Thanks for listening to On the Edge with JP Devine. On the Edge with JP Devine audio is made possible by our subscribers like you. Thank you for supporting local journalism in Central Maine.